MTV. Remember when it used to deal with music?
Since as long as we can remember, society has run by the same old high school standards.
What high school standards?
Male virgin, a loser. Female virgin, an angel from above. What the f*** is up with that?
Oh, fun. Bad intro. Bad intro. Skipping intro. Skipping.
We've all heard the fun little saying tossed around by old men at a bar. A master.
Yeah, an old man at a bar. By that you mean you. Okay, but whatever. But seriously, you're defending men in when was this made? 2019? What the f*** is up with that?
Key can open many locks, but a lock is opened by many keys. This saying encapsulates a very damaging way of thinking about sex and virginity that almost everyone has.
How is it damaging?
Experienced in some shape or form. If you're
I haven't experienced it. What do you mean? So,
guy, you either sleep around a lot and are the man.
No. Okay, I kind of get it. If you said, congratulating people based off of sex is sexist because, well, there's no male insult for sleeping around a lot, but I'd argue, no, you're just considered an asshole.
You're a virgin and therefore a loser. Wow.
No. Okay, this is the same thing with gamers. You're a gamer, you have no sex, therefore you will. I guess that's kind of true, but seriously, it's more just talking about, hey, you can't even get a relationship. Shut the fuck up.
If you're a girl and you decide to have sex with a lot of people, you're suddenly a slut. But
yeah, kinda is.
If you're a virgin, you're pure. In other words, if you're...
You mean, in other words, you're basically, saying everybody who disagrees with you is probably a Christian.
Not exactly what society...
Oh, also, that's not even correct.
...expects. You get a nice big old bucket of shame.
What? No, not shame. That's used as an insult to people who are saying, oh, I know all this. Shut up.
So I think it's important to ask, why the f*** does society care if you And to figure this out, we're gonna have to go back.
Biological reasons, pressure to reproduce, and also how your brain's wired.
To the Middle Ages.
Okay.
A more noble time when lords and ladies smelled like butthole.
Please stop.
And young female virgins were exchanged between families during marriage for money.
Yeah. No.
I love romance. See, for much of
What the hell was that?
Western history, marriage was not really about love, at all.
Yeah, it was more about gaining power because, well, there was no other way to, except for bigger army diplomacy.
It was largely an economic transaction between
no.
families. And before paternity tests and the Maury show existed, the main way men could assure...
Jesus fucking Christ. Is she supposed to be a comedian? Because if she's supposed to be a comedian, I'm the funniest guy in the world.
That their kids were actually theirs was to take a virgin bride. So virginity became linked to an economic value, and all kinds of tests were invented to ensure...
Yeah, guess what? It's almost like people wanted to assure their wife wasn't cheating on them. Who knew?
A woman's virginity. You want me to show you a blood-soaked bedsheet to prove that I'm a virgin? Really? Soaked? And if you think the
Jesus.
idea of virginity being worth money and virginity testing as some relic of the past, consider that some women have...
You could also say it's because of the Judeo-Christian system of marriage and how it enables you be able to have sexual intercourse. I'm bad at speaking.
Have recently sold their virginity online for millions.
Teenagers who have auctioned their virginity. Yeah, it's called prostitution.
Billions of dollars, and that the United Nations spoke out against virginity testings in 2014. And while there is
Jesus fucking Christ. What's the point of this?
absolutely nothing wrong with the choice to remain a virgin, the flip
Yeah, that's true.
side of putting such an extreme value on virginity is, you guessed it, slut shaming. And
How is it slut shaming? Just. Okay, first of all, there's a lot of things wrong here. Slut shaming is not bad. Okay, so are you willing to say, good job, man, you've slept around, you've done all this, because that's what a slut is. Someone who is going just to go dick to dick to dick to dick.
in our society, it seems like all you need to do to get slut shamed is, I don't know, be a woman? Like,
If only this was feminism in 2016, then it would be 10 times stupider. But seriously, no, Jesus Christ. Who do you think slut shamed? Everybody? Okay, maybe to the incels, but seriously, I can't explain it. Jesus. Basically, prostitutes are sluts. Should you shame prostitutes? No, it should be fine. I do think it should be legal to an extent.
any type. Lesbian, gender non-conforming, white, cis, trans, woman of color, and if you mix and match these, the slut shaming.
And then she highlights lesbian and woman of color, because, of course, only women of color can be slut-shaming.
Shaming gets worse. But slut-shaming is more...
So are you then saying slut-shaming depends on your race? So slut-shaming's now racist. That's fun.
More than just being mean. Enforcing rules on women and how they're allowed to use their own bodies is a tactic of asserting control over them.
By incels.
That has really negative consequences. A 2011 survey found that 46% of high school girls have experienced slut shaming, and
according to what study again? Let's go back.
Control over them, and that has really negative consequences. A 2011 survey found that 46.
A survey. An anonymous survey. Well, let's check the link. Let's check the description. And I always try to go just use general facts or. Oh wow! Oh god! You didn't even. Fuck you! God, label your sources.
6% of high school girls have experienced slut shaming.
Seriously, high school. Oh, Jesus Christ! I wonder by who. Do you think it was 100% by men who call each other the worst names? Or do you think it was women who call each other even more worse names and are sometimes egotistical bitches?
And many girls who have been slut-shamed have body image issues, even depression.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're... Okay. You know, people who tend to be slut-shamed tend to be more attractive. You know, like a prostitute. You know. So, body issues and... You know, you're just coming up with antonyms all the time.
Depression, anxiety, and other mental health struggles are linked
to... Ooh. Anxiety is not going to help you. Just because you're anxious about something doesn't... Okay, Jesus Christ. I have to go tell a little story. I get anxious so anxious that body functions can forget how to work, like blinking. Yes, that's actually happened to me. Now, have I ever thought about killing myself? Yes. Is that because I was anxious? No. I don't know who would do that, and if you seriously consider killing yourself because you're anxious about something, what the hell? Yeah, I'm gonna go kill myself because of that upcoming math test.
Slut shaming. And all slut shaming works from the central premise that a woman chooses
depression. Also, depression comes from slut shaming. Jesus Christ, grow a thicker skin.
Choosing to have sex with any number of people is somehow...
Yeah, because having sex with 100 people in 3 nights is good. You should do that. That was a bit of a straw man, but it gets the point.
bad or wrong. It's not good or bad, it's just a personal choice.
Yeah, and I keep forgetting. What do feminists try to keep abolishing? Oh yeah, men are congratulated when they sleep around. They're abusing women when they do that.
And before you jump into the comments and say, well, what about men? Well, yes, let's talk about how this double standard impacts men. Because mathematically,
Oh whoa, that's what I just said.
if all these women are having sex, and some of them are having sex with men, then that means that there are men out there that are also having sex.
Oh wow, but what about cheating and women actually having sex with multiple guys, like within a week? You know, kind of like a prostitute.
Are the men sluts too? See, there's a twist. Society...
Just because you have sex doesn't mean you're a slut. Just because you're Indian doesn't mean you're automatically oppressed.
insisting that men need to be aggressive, violent, and constantly having sex. Also...
Yeah, according to who? Jesus Christ, men... Tell me when. Tell me how that behavior gets rewarded by men. They get trophies for things like football and war is bad and toxic masculinity and...
harms them, because just as overly sexualizing women reduces them to merely sexual objects, overly sexualizing...
No, it actually just reduces them to sexual objects, yeah.
Men and tying their masculinity to the number of people they've slept with also reduces them to sexual objects.
No, it actually doesn't. Because men are not congratulated when they sleep around. They're saying, I don't want to know about your sex life. Jesus Christ, get the fuck away from me.
So how did this thinking even come about? Are men actually more inclined to want sex than women? Well, there is a generalized...
Jesus Christ. Are men more... God damn it. Do men want to have more sex than women?
Assumption that men have a higher sex drive than women, and while some research has borne that out, there's a problem with the near constant drumbeat of all men have higher sex drives.
Notice how she just brushes some studies? Seriously, name the studies and debunk them. Debunk at least one. Find a flaw in them and debunk them. Not just say, some studies have said this.
Than women. These studies generally rely on averages, and while averages are helpful...
Okay, how else would you do it? The median, I mean? The number in between? Because that's not really a better way. How would you do it? The most common? Tell me how you do it.
For getting a general picture, an individual man's sexual desire is dependent on a whole slew of factors,
Like, I don't know, their sex drive?
including, but not limited to, culture, religion, early childhood experiences, his
Okay, actually.
testosterone levels, his oxytocin receptors, his dopamine D4 receptor gene variants, and a whole bunch of other sciencey...
Not a whole bunch of sciencey shit. Culture is fucking stupid. I don't like culture. I feel like... Actually, I don't like culture, but I don't hate it because it automatically forms unless you're just a ton of nomads, or actually you're just living with you and your family. Religion is religion. Early childhood experiences, that one is kind of true, but also, really, childhood experiences?
that I don't even understand. In short...
Oh yeah, also sciencey shit. Like, testosterone, that thing. That thing that men, produce? That thing?
Hashtag, not all men are trying to 24/7. And that's
Jesus Christ.
totally cool, and frankly, a bit of a relief, because that sounds exhausting. Plus, if we teach men that sexual aggression and
because we have to teach men. Men don't already know that aggression is bad. We have to brainwash them. We have to teach them. We have to sit them down and say, hey men, raping people is bad. And they'll all go, oh, and on the essay, they'll all get Fs because they say raping people is good, while raping people is bad.
conquest of women are the barometers of manhood, whether it's in movies, music, or just plain old schoolyard bullying. This leads to different.
Oh, what? Schoolyard bullying affects what again? Tell me again?
Sounds exhausting. Plus, if we teach men that sexual aggression and conquest of women are the barometers of manhood, whether it's in movies, music, or just
The barometers.
plain old schoolyard bullying.
The barometers of manhood. Dude, bullies aren't seen as manly. They're seen as manipulators, jackasses, and frankly, I've been bullied in the past a lot because I became weak, and that's how I developed my very abrasive personality, which I'm very good at bringing people to tears by just completely shaming them on every Oh, I just realized I'm not the best character, but it's for a good reason, and I'm not always like that. I only do it when it's in defense, and then completely annihilate them. Whatever, let's just continue.
This leads to difficulty for guys who don't fit into that mold. What if you're a serial monogamist? What if you're asexual?
Asexual. Oh, asexual. In other words, you're a virgin. Oh, I mean, it's not really you're a virgin. That's kind of a bit mean. As I go off about how I have a abrasive personality. But it doesn't mean. Basically, it means that you don't want to have sex. And is anybody gonna bother with that? Oh, you don't want to have sex? Oh, you must not be manly enough. I know some boomers and incels will say that, but seriously? You're gonna let those awful examples of people dictate what everybody else says? Come on.
Or if you're gay? The answer is,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, because, what the hell is it? Virginity has everything to do with gay.
Those things are cool. You do you, bruh. And while it may not be as systemic, the thinking also leads to shaming men for being.
Yes, because shaming men for Jesus Christ. Oh, I can't do this. God, why?
Virgins. I mean, how many movies have we seen about guys desperately trying to lose their virginity? Seriously, it feels like.
Yeah, it's almost like men are bowing down to women. It must be a male power fantasy.
There's at least one every year. And recently, Wendy Williams slammed a 26-year-old contestant on The Bachelorette for revealing that he is a virgin, going so far as to say, I don't trust people that have never had sex.
Well, what TV show was that again? Jesus.
One every year. And recently, Wendy Williams slammed a 26-year-old contestant on The Bachelorette for...
Oh, The Bachelorette. Let's see, a dating game that's hypersexualized. I wonder what that could be. I wonder the reason for that.
Revealing that he is a virgin, going so far as to say, I don't trust people that have never had sex. I mean, my dog has never had sex, and she's the most trustworthy person I know.
Except she's not a person.
Because constantly reinforcing the notion that a man's power relies on sex, and that they're
Actually, no, they actually, rely on a ton of things. Like, niceness, kindness, able to defend people, able to be kind, able to be gentle, able to be harsh, able to teach lessons, able to be a good father. They kind of depend on a lot of things. Men are not all dicks.
entitled to sex, while simultaneously teaching them that aggression and anger is masculine.
No, you're just seen as a fucking dick.
And they should feel shame if they're not having sex is the perfect recipe for a misogynist disaster.
You mean incels. Just say incels.
Which is how we end up with incels. Incels or...
Oh, hey, thank you.
or involuntarily celibates are extreme examples of angry dudes who are mad that Scarlett Johansson or anyone else won't hook up with them. So mad that they've committed violent acts that are based.
Yeah, guess what? Bringing up incels and slut shaming, I'm having a hard time following this.
Basically domestic terrorism. So yeah, I would say this whole obsession with men and women's virginity.
Yeah, how is that going to change? Because they're obsessed with having sex to the point where if they don't, they will shoot up a school. Seriously, how does this happen? Men are not... Actually, is this misogynist? Because, seriously, it's promoting the notion that men are that are addicted to sex, and while that's kind of true, it's kind of saying like all black people like rap music. While it may be kind of true, again, I'm not defending this. It's just a point. It's still racist.
Is kind of a big deal. At the end of the day, it's up to you.
Jesus, you talk like me. It's kind of racist.
You to decide whether you want to have a lot of sex with a lot of different partners, no sex at all, or somewhere in between that makes sense to who you.
Jesus, what is that slide whistle sound effect? Jesus. But also, I am less likely to date someone if they have had sex and 20 different boyfriends. Or had sex with 1 million different people and had 20 different boyfriends because, well, damn turnover rates.
Are right now. But if women are only allowed to be sluts or pure angels, and if men are only allowed to be losers or sex studs, we're leaving very...
Sex studs and losers are the same thing. People who have sex and are good people are the same thing. People who don't have sex and are still good people are the same thing.
Very little room for any of us to breathe, which isn't cool. Unless that's what you and your partner are into. In that case, make sure you play it safe.
They had to throw a very unnecessary infographic.
And we'll see you next time right here on Decoded.
No. So since we mentioned the comments, let's go read the replies. This comment section just shows how weird most Americans are and the concept of premarital sex and ignoring they are pregnant and especially about STDs. That's true. The solution to the problem should treat virginity neutral. In other words, it should not be fetishized like women or should not be demonized like men. Probably shouldn't be encouraging sex with a lot of people at the current rates of STDs. And also, STD is another good thing. You're also more likely to have an STD if you sleep with 1 million people. Because the same stupid society that is telling them to sleep around is also making these labels for them, I don't hear any virgins calling people who just want to sleep around saying names. 80% of suicides are men. Why aren't we talking about men, and why are we just saying men are evil? No, Francesco, most men want wives who haven't slept around a bunch because it either lessens the chance of an STD, kids, or even emotional baggage from a previous spouse. If you know anything about marriage, you would have known for people it's a holy pledge to be heartily and devote to each other. And if you have a bunch of emotional baggage from earlier relationships, that can make it harder to be wholeheartedly and devote to each other. The fact is that you think that's stupid to say a lot about a person and who they slept with. The way you see marriage is one of many reasons. That is why the divorce rate is so high in our society. It's because people are getting married and don't take it as seriously as they should. Okay, let's go check out the most recent comment. Why isn't this more disliked? Well, it has more dislike than likes. And, well, yeah. End of video, bye.